So how do you maximize customer lifetime value for products that have no natural repurchase cycle? Let's talk about that. In this video, we'll be diving into 4 different brands that I personally shop from, that I'm a customer of, and they have no natural repurchase cycle. These are products that you typically just purchase once, and that's kind of it. So what does it take for retention to take place? And how do we maximize the value of each customer that we have acquired using our hard-earned money? If you're new here, my name is Josh. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Chronos. My goal here is to help you scale your brand profitably through the strategies, tactics, and ideas that we as an agency have generated and tried and tested for over 7 years now. So let's dive into it. The first brand that we'll unpack here is a brand that's run by a great friend of mine, Mark, Manta Sleep. Now, Manta Sleep is an amazing product. I love their product. I use it every single night. It's made a measurable difference in the quality of my sleep and recovery as measured by Whoop. And the fact is that these are products that, they have different variations of sleep masks, but at the end of the day, there's only so many sleep masks that one customer can purchase before it becomes a little bit ridiculous. Even the most avid of collectors would only have probably one of each, or maybe a handful, if they have, a couple of backups here and there. I like to keep one in my backpack and one right by my bedside because I travel a lot. So that is really just 2 units. And that's the end of my lifetime value as a customer. But that makes no sense because I have consistently been spending money on Manta Sleep for a prolonged period of time. And that's because I use Manta Sleep as a gift. And I purchase more sleep masks as a gift for my friends and family and people that I love. And the reason for that is I'm such a big fan of their products that I want other people around my life to also benefit from the product as well. And I know that the good night's sleep is worth its weight in gold. And so I wouldn't hesitate to spend a premium on a high quality sleep mask that allows me to have that tiny bit of an advantage in my quality of sleep. So for those reasons, if I were running Manta Sleep, I would have a referral program very prominently displayed on the homepage, whether that be through the lower nav bar over here or the nav bar up top or the footer over here, which I don't currently see, unfortunately, which is such a shame. And I think a missed opportunity that they're not doing this, or I might be missing something here. But regardless, if I'm not able to find it, a regular customer is probably not going to be able to find it as well. And the fact is that I suspect, I wouldn't be surprised if a good percentage of customers right now are purchasing additional quantities of Manta Sleep as a gift for their friends. Similarly, Loop is another business that I'm a big fan of. Now, there is another aspect to this product that most people don't think about. Now, I'm a big fan of Loop. I use your products similar as a part of my sleep routine as how I do with Manta Sleep, but it is not as intuitive in terms of how it's used and how it's set up and how it fits in my ear. It takes a little bit of time to get the right fit. So therein lies a very critical potential breaking point between purchasing the product, Loop Dream, and actually using it. I could very easily get so frustrated at the product not fitting right that I would just give up and not use the product at all. So even though the purchase has been made and I'm now a customer, I may not be an advocate. I may be a detractor, right? Which means that I may be not enjoying the product and not talking about it to my friends. And worse yet, creating a negative word of mouth and telling my friends about how sucky it is. And that's something that you want to avoid. So let's take a look at a couple of emails that I received when I ordered my Loop. Now, the first thing that I noticed is that referrals was asked. So they asked for referrals before I even received my product, right? I received my product on the 26th of December, and this email came to me on the 20th of December, refer for rewards, which is really interesting to see because there are 2 issues here that I'm not a big fan of. One, it may be a little bit too early, especially since I haven't even asked. I have not even tried the product just yet. So I don't know if I'm even gonna like it or not. And 2, the benefit of referring comes in the form of points. I get to earn 150 points for every successful referral, which doesn't mean much to me. I am such a new customer. I don't know what points mean, and why should I even care for these points? And what does it mean for me? I would much rather explaining what these 150 points mean in tangible real world value, whether that be a $5 voucher or something else, an exclusive freebie that you cannot purchase anywhere, than to, give me an arbitrary number like this. So I would not be surprised if this email isn't performing as well as the brand might be expecting. And this email comes in a couple days before I received my product, which is good. This is a getting started guide, which is super critical, because I've come to realize and learn as I was using the product for the first time that fitting it in, at least for my ears, was a really difficult endeavor. I not only had to read the instructions, I also had to watch the video, and it was so helpful that these videos were available to me, because I could then just watch the video as it plays and follow along. And it was so simple. It was really easy to get from having the product and actually fitting it in. That now, that initial friction point is eliminated. I am now an onboarded customer. I'm a believer. I've had multiple great nights of sleep. Now I am more primed to become a referrer of the business. And now I'm more than happy to purchase multiple sets of these products as gifts for others as well. In fact, this is a sealed version of the product that I purchased as a gift. So that's the second thing. Think about your onboarding process and experience, making sure that you're turning customers into actual users before asking for referrals. And that's a great way to extend the lifetime value of each customer. Now, following on, Whoop is a great one. Now, this is a slightly different business model in that it's not necessarily a one-time purchase, it is a subscription. And I pay a couple $100 per year to be on the program and to have my little Whoop band on. I am a big proponent of testing, not just in retention and email and SMS, but also testing and experimentation with my own life. That's why I'm such a big fan of Whoop and sits so closely with my identity. And I love gifting my friends and family Whoops so that they get to experience what it's like to have data about their own lives and their own recovery and sleep and everything that surrounds that as well. Especially friends and family who are a little bit more attuned with their own health, a little bit more prioritize their health a little bit more. So for those reasons, when I go into my dashboard, this is the desktop version, so it's not gonna look as polished as the mobile version where the app is used predominantly. I see that refer a friend and gift Whoop are two very prominent options on the dashboard, as well as on my mobile phone app. And I've been a member since 2020, so it's been many, many years. And I've gifted and referred Whoop to at least a dozen people throughout that time, which makes me an amazing advocate for the business. Now, one thing I wish was there in the Whoop program that isn't is a tiered-based referral or loyalty program that stacks both referrals as well as gifts and duration of being a customer all in one. And that's gonna make me an even greater proponent of the product and an even greater loyal fan. That being said, I also understand that as a very sticky customer, there is a very low likelihood of churn occurring in my case. So there is very little reward in focusing attention into building a better relationship with me versus the segment of customers that are at risk of churns. So that might be a part of Whoop's strategy, I don't know, but that's something that I wish was there. Now, the final example here, Prism Plus, client in Singapore, where I'm based. Prism Plus is by far the most dominant direct-to-consumer electronics company in the country. And it all started out with selling just monitors, the PC monitors, desktop monitors. And now this is a multiple 9 figure business a year. And at the beginning stages of the business in the early days, it was really unclear as to how LTV could transpire? How do you generate lifetime value and multiple purchases from someone who's just bought a monitor? It doesn't make sense for me to have multiple monitors beyond, maybe a handful if I'm really going crazy with my setup. And that's it. That's the end of my lifetime with the brand. But what we found was that beyond the avenue of purchasing for yourself, there's also the avenue of purchasing for friends and family as a gift. And the price point makes it such that it is a very accessible and meaningful gift for people that you love. And the third option, which is what has transpired over the years, is extensions of product lines. And extensions and expansions of product lines. Now they sell TVs, air conditioners, smart locks, refrigerators, air purifiers, fans, sound bars, and many, many more accessories, which makes the list of customers that they have even more valuable. And it is a strategic decision that was made fairly early on to lock in on customer relationships in keeping them nurtured, warm, and engaged, so that when these new products were launched and introduced, the conversions became a lot easier to manage and navigate because we have always been in conversation with our customers. So bear in mind that if you have any interest in expanding your product lines down the future, it is imperative that you maintain a warm relationship from the get-go, from day one, so that your list does not decay exponentially. And that's the nature of emails and SMS lists, is that if you're not nurturing at a frequent enough basis, you're going to be losing customers and subscribers at a very quick rate. That wraps it up. I hope this was helpful, and comment down below what's your favorite retention strategy. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you on the next one. Remember to like, subscribe, and let me know what else you'd like to learn about next. Cheers.